Hello and welcome. You're watching Market Movers. I'm Minnie Menon, and on the show we will be covering all the stocks that are buzzing. But we'll start the show, unlike normally, with a management call. One stock that is buzzing is Cholamandalam Finance, which is buzzing in trade on the back of a strong Q3 numbers. Profits are up 31%. To get the fine print on the quarter gone by, I'm joined by the Arul Selvan, the Chief Financial Officer and Executive Vice President at Cholamandalam Investment and Finance. Mr. Selvan, thanks so much for joining us. I'm going to start by asking you about your disbursements, which were actually a very positive number. And a large part of this was because of the vehicle finance business, which was up about 41%. What does this indicate to you? Is this sustainable? And can you take us through the highlights here?
Yeah, we had a good set of numbers this quarter, thanks to the disbursement growth which happened primarily in the vehicle finance business. In the vehicle finance business, the heavies have been consistently growing now for the past few months, and the lights have also started giving better growth numbers. The only area which is not growing is the mini lights, which is just shown a very small growth potential this quarter. Apart from that, we have also been able to do good numbers on used volumes, which has helped us to sustain the yields during this quarter.
What are the plans ahead? Can you take us through the other verticals, even the home equity disbursements, for instance, which is up about 17%?
Yeah.
How does the revenue breakup look like right now?
See, from an asset perspective, it is around 68% on the vehicle finance and around 30% on the home equity. So the home equity business grew by around 17%. We are being little cautious on the home equity business, considering there is a lot of competition and there is right now too much of new players who are offering higher LTVs, which is what we do not want to do. We keep our LTVs at around 50-52% levels, and so to that extent our volumes have been slightly lower because we are not offering as attractive an LTV as the market would want it. But from a credit perspective, we feel it is safer to do it at these levels. Apart from that, we have a few new businesses, but these are right now at less than 3% of the overall volumes we are doing.
Given that a bulk of your volumes come from vehicle finance and it is seeing signs of pickup, can you give us a sense of how it's looking over the next couple of quarters and what you foresee over there?
We expect the heavies growth to happen consistently over the next few quarters. I think there is a good amount of turnaround that happened on the heavies growth, and the lights have also started growing consistently, so the lights growth will follow. We expect mini lights to have a growth to happen maybe two quarters away from now. Cars and MUs have been growing little steady. I mean, they have been growing okay, but we are not too much into cars and MUs, so we are not too much affected by the growth or otherwise. Tractors have been little slower, but we expect that once the season starts, we will be able to do a little bit more volumes out there. And as I was saying earlier, used volumes have picked up well, and that is where we are seeing a good amount of growth, primarily because a lot of replacement vehicles are out there in the market, which is coming up as used vehicles.
Two very quick questions. One is on the agricultural slowdown. There's a lot of stress that many companies have spoken about or indicated. What has your experience been?
Yes, in any year there will always be certain parts of India which will go through some amount of scarcity on rains, and there will be other parts which happens where the rainfall is adequate. For example, now Tamil Nadu has got good amount of rains, and we see that demand picking up there. While central India there could be some slowdown. But overall, we should be able to maintain. The diversified portfolio of heavies, lights, mini lights, cars and tractors also helps us in mitigating such slowdowns in any particular sector per se.
Last question, you've also approved an issue of an NCD of about 6,000 crores. You're looking at small investments in your distribution side. What is the investment trajectory going to look like going forward?
So the NCD 6,000 crores is more an off-yearly approval. We keep getting more from a precautionary perspective because the borrowing needs to be approved in a sitting board meeting. our borrowings will not be at these levels. It will be much lower. This is a standard resolution that we kept getting approved from the board. On the investment side, yes, we are planning to put 75 crores into our subsidiaries, which is going to go ahead with the payment bank strategy, and we are also proposing to invest around 8 crores into a freight aggregator, which is a startup which would help our customers to get better revenues for from their transport operations, and we believe that this would be helpful to our customers and in the long run to us.
Thanks so much for joining us, Mr. Selvam. That's a quick view from Cholamandalam Finance and Investments. Let's get down to the business of talking stocks now. We have a whole clutch of stocks out there which are buzzing around. The markets have been doing fairly okay. You have the Nifty at 7,600, not bad at all. Global markets have been mixed. Tomorrow we have policy. We are running into the budget month.